Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to another episode of Islam for Europeans. I'm your host, Robert. Please like and subscribe to the channel. So, on this episode, I'd like to talk about the recent phenomenon among mosques in the West, and by extension, any non-Muslim country, of mosque leadership. Normally the imam filming people's shahadahs. Now, this is just a recent phenomenon that's come up, in the last couple of years. And when I converted in 2003, this simply wasn't a thing. I guess nowadays everyone has like an iPhone, so the ability to record, is at everybody's fingertips. And nowadays when people take their shahadahs now, which is exponentially increased in the last year, mosques have this real obsession with filming everybody's shahada. Now, on the surface, it seems harmless. It's a joyous occasion. The Muslim community is usually, they want things to be happy about. They want success stories, especially with the, ongoing massacres that are taking place daily in their homelands. So when they see someone taking their shahada, it gives them a real boost of iman. And what better way to boost that iman than imprinting this person's shahada on video, and not just making the video, but putting it on their website, putting it on their YouTube channel, and basically displaying it to the whole world. So sometimes mosques will, I hope, ask the person who's converting to Islam if they want to be filmed. Which is super important. I mean, for privacy's sake, because a lot of these people who are converting to Islam, if they were to tell their family or their job or their community members that they've converted to Islam, it might range from anywhere from raising a few eyebrows to getting kicked out of your house, or losing your job, getting written out of the will. Hopefully that's not the case, but it's not the case for everyone who converts to Islam. At that point, when someone's converting to Islam, you have to understand that it's a very intense situation. You've gone from studying Islam independently to putting yourself out there and entering into a religious edifice where you're surrounded by hundreds of strangers, and everyone's focused on you. So you're not really thinking about what are the implications of you being filmed. And there are some people where on the surface they're thinking, oh, I'm going to convert to Islam, everything's going to be great, there are going to be no challenges. But they don't understand that down the road there may be situations in which, if you tell someone that you're Muslim, or if they find out that you're Muslim, it could have consequences, right? So there's no way of predicting what that's going to be like. So some converts, they say they want their shahada filmed, they want a record of it. And if they 100% of their heart of hearts want that, I think, mosques, should provide that, or, maybe their friend can film it. But, I don't think they understand the full implications sometimes of doing this. Right. So that's one angle. For example, there was one situation a couple of years ago where, there was a young sister, 16 years old, white girl, who converted to Islam. They filmed her shahada. She said she had no problem filming her shahada. And a week later, a leader in the mosque was like, do you know this sister? They filmed her shahada. And then I got a phone call from a Muslim woman, who said, we saw this girl taking her shahada online, and my son is looking to get married. And this sister was like 16 years old. And the imam asked, how old is the brother? And he said 26. So that can have legal implications, especially if they're a minor. You have spouse hunters coming after you. There could be, Zionist groups coming after you. So you never know, what could be the fallout of that, because once you say something on social media, it's everywhere. It's for the whole world to see, and you don't know who's watching, and you don't know what could happen after that. So for your own personal use, if you just want to keep it in like a cupboard somewhere, where it's not going to be online, that's perfectly fine. But I would say in general, for people who are thinking about taking their shahada, I would generally discourage against actually filming the Shahada and then having a mosque put it on their mosque website for the whole world to see, because you don't know what the implications could be, after that, right? And so that's definitely one thing. But just the whole idea of filming it, and if the mosque is not going to provide any other service after that other than the programs that they already offer, um, you didn't really accomplish anything. Many of these people, they take their shahada because they study it online. Maybe they have a friend who's Muslim. Very rarely do you have a situation where a mosque is actually giving dawah to these people, and then they take their shahada, and then they want to feel like they accomplished something. When in actuality, it was Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that guided this person, to the faith of Islam. You had nothing to do with it. You just basically filmed it. So, and I understand why they would want to film it. I do think that, there's reasoning behind that. They want to feel that it's a joyous occasion and that it should be recorded, like any other event. I just think that, for the most part, I think a lot of these converts, they're very naive, and, it's a very sensitive time for them. And, they have to worry about all of these things they have to deal with in their own personal life and their family life. They, even if there are no negative implications of them revealing that they're Muslim to their family, just the fact that you're out there and they're putting your video out to everyone, and then the whole Muslim community knows about it, you don't know who could be watching that. And some people like the spotlight. They want to be a celebrity Muslim. They want the whole Muslim community to warm up to them, to greet them to greet them at the mosque and everything. They're the kind of person that has a very boisterous, exuberant, extroverted personality. But for some people aren't like that. Some people, they're introverts. Some people, they just want to keep the fact that they've converted to themselves, and they don't want to be put in the limelight. And when you're studying when you first converted to Islam, your focus should be on studying your religion, learning how to pray, maybe having like a person with a lot of knowledge around you. When you're surrounded by dozens of people, and they all want to put in their 2 cents, sometimes too many chefs can spoil the broth. So I just think in general, yeah, I understand the reasoning why people want to film shahadahs, but I think they really have to take into account all of these factors, privacy factors, legal factors, and who knows. And the other thing is, when you're filming a shahada, and there might be other converts there, and maybe they don't want to be filmed, right? So maybe they are like, I don't want to film myself, but my friend is taking their shahada, let's film it. But when you're filming someone, like, it's everywhere, right? So in conclusion, I think that overall, like, if it's done in the right way, and if the convert agrees to it, and they just want to keep this video for their own personal use, not showing it out to the whole world on social media, that's fine, if they want to film the shahada. But I think in general, who knows what kind of cans of worms you can open up by filming this person who is coming in with really good intentions. We're very warm welcome to have in the Muslim community, but who knows, could be watching, and who knows what their intentions might be from seeing this total stranger take their shahada. So that's my time for the day at Islam for Europeans. I'm your host, Robert. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.